Welcome to my YouTube channel Landor Epic Music. This is a video series of the breakdown of my orchestral fantasy adventure track Sylvan Secrets. The first part is something about myself, my motivation, the inspiration and planning of the track. Please consider subscribing and ring the bell to be notified when I upload a new part of my breakdown series. My name is Jens Siegmund, also known as Landor. I'm a German composer for mainly orchestral music in the style of film music. I started diving into the rabbit hole of music production 2021 during the COVID pandemic. Yes, I am that old. My three heroes were the three J's, John Williams, Jerry Goldsmith, James Horner, but I also like James Newton Howard, John Powell, Harry Gregson Williams, Hans Zimmer, and many more. Wait. The last two aren't J's. Okay, cut them. Since then I wanted to make this kind of music myself. I tried on my music chord workstation, but I lost interest for about 25 years. Yes, 25 years. In 2019 it was the first time epic music in form of Two Steps from Hell got my attention. I purchased a few albums. And listened. And listened. And listened. Actively. The spark ignited. I researched in the field of music production, virtual orchestras, samples, and so on. The barriers of making orchestral music were lowered quite a bit. Now I'm here, with a MIDI keyboard, a digital audio workstation, loads of sample libraries and a wallet which is a lot lighter. Although I compose and produce music only for myself, I started to search for like-minded people who are passionate about orchestral music production. I got to know, become a pro composer, a Discord community for aspiring composers, very friendly and helpful with lots of challenges, composing games, resources, and of course sample library gossip. At the end of spring they made an announcement for an album, The Ancient Mountain, in the style of orchestral fantasy and adventure music. It was open to anyone who's part of the community. This was an opportunity to publish my music on digital streaming platforms. Please check out the website, YouTube and Discord channel of Become a Pro Composer. The time frame of submissions for the album was generous and I didn't need to hurry. I didn't force myself to write immediately. I relaxed and waited for inspiration. Inspiration may hit you right into your face or come slowly. You cannot force it, but you may allure it a bit by constructing a brain jail. Immerse into a specific environment, style or vibe by imagining scenes, sounds and music. The album was called The Ancient Mountain and the theme was fantasy and adventure. My MP3 film score library is full of that stuff. One specific soundtrack came to my mind, The Edge, by Jerry Goldsmith. This was my first inspiration but not the most striking one. On a Sunday evening I watched a German travel documentary called Beautiful. It's a weekly 90 minutes broadcast presenting a specific region in Europe and especially Germany. This episode was about the Northern Black Forest. I watched a drone flight over a Moorish high plateau when some lush hybrid orchestral music underscored the gorgeous scene. This was locked into my brain jail and was my main inspiration. The beautiful album art, made by a member of the Discord community, Luke, showed of course the mountain as the main feature but also meadows and woodlands. I didn't want to neglect that. Please check out Luke's website and his YouTube channel. He also contributed an awesome track to the album. I was ready to go. A forest scene was my goal, mystical, magical, enchanted. But I didn't want to stick to one specific vibe only. If you do not score to picture or a TV show or video game and you're creatively free, which was the case here, you can tell your own tales literally starting on a greenfield site. No, not that one. The story I wanted to convey in my track was the discovery of an unknown woodland. The track title, Sylvan Secrets, is derived from the Latin word for forest, silva. This forest is inhabited by all kinds of creatures in a mystical and sometimes dangerous environment. The young protagonist experiences the wonders of life and nature but is also struck with awe. Parallel to the little story, I started noodling around on my keyboard and tried to get a motif, a melody, or a chord progression. I started with a blank project without a template, set up a few tracks with strings and woodwinds and knocked this together. This was a good start. I sent it to the album curator, Ben Berkenbosch, who confirmed that the vibe would fit the album. Please also check out his awesome music and YouTube channel. Links are in the video description. It was time for the meat and potatoes of the track. I needed more than the vibe I already had. I needed a motif, a theme, a melody, a harmony. Time to visit my brain jail again, but this time not to lock in but to break out. Brainstorming. I will now describe my general process of composing, sketching, and arranging. This phase of my production is usually a bit messy and arbitrary, but it consists of two important ingredients every time. The noodling part is simply firing up the DAW, loading up a few patches and just playing and improvising. I'm a rather bad piano player and can only play in C major and of course D minor. But that doesn't mean I couldn't come up with ideas rather easily. Taking notes is an equally important part of the composing and arrangement process. I take simple text notes of what comes to my mind musically, to grow a naked seed to full-grown plant. These notes are getting more and more detailed along my keyboard improvising. I usually lay down a sketch of the track in chronological order with ensemble patches. When this is finished, it's time to transfer the sketch into my template and start orchestrating and MIDI programming. With which part of the music production do you struggle the most? Let me know in the comments. The next part in the series will cover the intro of the track. If you enjoyed this video, please like it, leave a comment and consider subscribing. Thank you for watching.